Oh, hi. I think I am live. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've gone live. So, let me just make sure everything is set up correctly. I think it is. Oh, good. Somebody has joined. Um, okay, this is my issue about going live on Instagram. Everybody has these really cool, crazy Instagram handles, and so I never know, unlike with Facebook where you know people's names. I don't know names. My customer name to the Instagram handle connection isn't strong yet, so maybe if I went live on Instagram more often, I would be able to handle it. I don't know. Okay, so because it's been so long since I've done this, I don't know if I'm going to have many people be able to show up live. Typically, I have gone live in the afternoons, Pacific Standard Time, but you know what? What it comes down to is my energy level isn't great in the afternoon, and so in the evenings I can't do it because my kids are around, and that would just be chaotic. So anyway, here I am giving this a try, and hopefully I can share this to YouTube, which was my original plan, but yeah, YouTube wasn't letting me go live today. So anyway, we make do with what we have. Okay, so brand new collection. I've named it the Joy Collection because that's just kind of been my theme this year, is finding more joy in my life and what I have around me. I was just noticing in my background I have empty shelves. One thing that we've been doing this year to create more joy is I wouldn't say a remodel, but maybe more of a refresh of our house. When we bought this in 2000, it was the end of 2016. We had bought this house for the property and the land and not for the house. We didn't intend on staying in this house. We were gonna build a home, and we haven't done that yet. Probably not going to do it for a while. So this year, or last year I guess, we decided that it was time to go ahead and just make this home more comfortable. So that was a long story, all to say. My husband built the whole wall behind us. It was just a blank wall until a few months ago, really, a handful of months ago. And he built all the shelves. He made this great, beautiful built-in for us. I love it. I just haven't decorated it yet. and yeah, so now I have my stockings on there. So, Nico, oh my gosh, hi. How are you? Wow, it's been ages. And hi, Miley. Thanks for coming today. So, I just launched a brand new collection of colorways, and the theme for my collection is basically colors that brought me joy or bring me joy still. So it all started, I shared this in a newsletter, I think it was yesterday, that I started I think it was in October. I just kind of dove back into a long hiatus from my dye pots because I wanted to participate in this year's West Knits Mystery Knit Along. And so I was looking at my yarn. It requires 5 skeins of yarn and 3 colorways. And so I was looking at what I had in my stash, and I just didn't find anything that really spoke to me and I loved. So I said, you know what? I have some yarn that I can just, undyed yarn, I mean, that I can just go and see what I can create in my dye studio. And so one of the very first ones that I came up with was this one, and it's like a hot pink. It's dyed with cochineal and cream of tartar, and it just spoke to me. I don't really think of myself as a pink person, and I don't typically wear a lot of pink, but I fell in love with this. And while maybe I still can't see myself wearing a whole sweater with it. Maybe, I don't know, it's really tempting. I'm using this as the accent color for my mystery knit-along shawl. And I could show that to you, because technically the mystery part is done, but I'm not done with mine yet, and I'm guessing a lot of others aren't. I don't know. Maybe I'll show it at the end, and I'll give you warning to look away if you don't want to see what I have so far. I'm working on the last clue, but I'm just like in the beginning of it. So anyway, I love this so much that I wanted to dye up more, and I thought that it's turning out on my screen. It looks a little bit orangier than it really is in real life. And this was an interesting one to photograph as well, because on my PC, on the listing in my shop, it looks perfect, color-wise. When I look at the listing on my iPhone, it's like super bright. So I guess if you have any questions, let me know about this one, because this is probably was the hardest one for me to photograph. And I would recommend that maybe not looking on your iPhone. I'm guessing maybe other Apple products as well. And I only have an iPhone, so I can't speak to like a Mac PC. But anyway, this I'm calling hot pink. It's the brightest pink that I've ever made. I have 5 of these on fingering weight, and I have just one left on worsted weight. So this is kind of what started this collection off for me, and from there I realized how much I loved these colors, and how fun it would be to just make a collection rather than focusing on, you know, trending colors and, you know, I guess trending colors is, I try to sort of make my collections sort of correspond with what's, you know, people are wanting in you know, out in the mass market world. But this time I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna make a bunch of yarn that I love, and will just make me happy, bring me joy. So this was hot pink. And along with that, let's see, I thought it would be fun to use the same formula as what I used for hot pink on a light gray base. So I used the same dye as cochineal, and it's dyed on a light gray base, so it makes it a little darker. In fact, let me just show you show them together. It makes it darker, more muted, and it gives a slightly heathered look to the yarn too, because you get the gray popping through. It's really, really pretty. And I'm calling this heathered pink in my shop. I have 4 of these, and I believe, let me just double check, and I'm sold out on worsted weight, but let me know if you're interested in me dyeing that up on worsted weight. because I could probably do that. And actually, that brings me to a good point that I also wanted to mention. I, when I made this collection, I wound up all of the yarn I have left on my cones and dyed it all with the exception of 3 skeins, which I only had time to dye 1 of these. This is called Denim, and I was gonna dye 3 more, and I did actually sell this one, so I can't sell this one, but I was going to dye 3 more of these up because I think it's just really, really beautiful. It's just such a beautiful color. It's also heathered. It was dyed on the dark gray, a dark gray base. Since we were talking about pink, let's go back to the pink though, because I have some of these. I'm sitting on my couch here, and it looks like maybe the dog got on the couch, so I'm gonna have to be a little more careful about this because I just set this on the couch. But this I'm calling Heathered Maroon, I think, because I just couldn't come up with a better name for it. I think it's kind of maroonish, dark pink-ish. Anyway, this also is cochineal with the cream of tartar, and this is on the darkest gray base that I have. So I've been wanting to do this for a really, really, really long time, and I haven't done it until now, and I don't know why, but this is all the same formula. I use the same dye, the same amounts of dye, and this is on a pure natural base. This is on a light gray base, and this is on a dark gray base. And look at how beautiful they are. They would make such a fun fade. Anyway, I have 5 of these. And on the worsted, this is not the best setup, but I'm sorry, I'm trying. And I also have it on worsted weight, so fingering weight, worsted weight. I have 5 on fingering and 2 on the worsted weight. It was interesting, the worsted weight came out maybe a little lighter. This was coming in really, really light. But my nose popping through. You guys, I have such a hard time going live. Takes a lot of practice. Okay, now let's talk about the greens, because this was another color that I used in my fade, and no, not my fade, my West Knits Mystery Knit Along. I also dyed up this minty color, which is I've named Pistachio. I have 5 of these on fingering weight, and I have 2 on worsted weight. And I'll just put them up there side by side. They look pretty similar. And actually, let me just make another dive into, oh, thank you, Miley. I hope your meeting goes well. Thank you for stopping by. This fingering weight is made from Cormo sheep wool, and this is made from Rambouillet sheep wool. So they are different weights, and they also are different wool fiber breeds. So sometimes the colorways just turn out a little differently depending on how the fiber takes the wool. No, depending on how the dye takes to the wool takes the dye. There we go, that's what I was trying to say. It's a yellowy green, and Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you what I dyed these with. These are Saxon Blue and Pomegranate Rind, which I don't make those dyes myself. I do purchase those in liquid form. But mixed together, they are really pretty. And the way the wool takes the dye, it gives more variation, I guess, in on the wool. It doesn't mix super smoothly, so it creates this beautiful semi-solid. I really like how it knits up. And then continuing on with the green trend, the green theme. This is another one that is more variegated, I would say, than semi-solid. It's also Saxon Blue and mixed with Weld, and it creates this really cool, very slightly, I guess, very lightly variegated. So I have 5 of these, and I think I just have 1 of these left. That doesn't seem right. I'll have to double check that. But there's that. I'm calling it the Green Goblin. Kind of Christmassy. A couple years ago, I dyed up what I called, I think, Christmas tree, and I had 2 skeins that I never sold, and so I used that with the pistachio that I dyed for this collection and hot pink for my mystery knit-along shawl. And I've been very happy with it too. Okay, so I have, man, it's hard to believe that I've already gone through almost all the colorways. I have 1 more colorway to show you. This is Army Green. This is Weld, which is a yellow flower. Well, I'll have to double check that. I just assumed that it was a yellow flower. I don't grow it myself, but it produces a yellow dye, and I dyed it I used the Weld on a dark gray base. So I was thinking it definitely has yellow tints to it. That's not right. It's hard to get the camera to pick it up correctly, but I have 5 of these on fingering weight, and the Rambouillet, the worsted weight, took it a lot brighter, so it is more a yellow, definitely a more yellow green. It's a really cool, bright, unexpected color, I guess. It's really cool. I really like the way that turned out. I have 3 on worsted weight, and I have 5 on the fingering weight. So that's what I have. I have those 3 other skeins of the dark blue denim that I would like to dye up for this collection, and yeah, it's hard to believe how long it takes me to dye all these up, but I've learned in, I guess, 3 years of business, that 3.5 years, I guess, that I'm finding my joy in my business again, which is great. And in order to do that, I have to dye more slowly, because I'm still hauling water from my kitchen out to my dye studio in the garage, and then hauling it back out to dump the used water. So it's not a perfect situation. Eventually, I do plan on having my dye studio plumbed. I'm like part way there, but it's just, it hasn't happened yet. We prioritized fixing up our house this last year, so hopefully maybe I'll have time. My husband will have time sometime in the next 12 months maybe to finish plumbing out to my dye studio, which would be really great. I have a water heater out there all ready to go too, which is really cool, especially this time of year, or warm rather, this time of year. It's really cold, really cold out there. So I even have a little space heater to keep my dye pots from freezing when I'm not using them. So I use a commercial kitchen warming counter, I guess. I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but basically it's a 3-pot. I've shown pictures before, but I have 3 warming trays in a big counter that has water in the base. So you heat the water, and then the heated water heats the pans, and that's how I do my dyeing. Anyway, I would hate for that to freeze and break, because that would be a problem. So anyway, if anyone has questions, I'm happy to answer them. Oh, I'm gonna take a sip of tea here. This is my hot cinnamon spice Harney & Sons tea, my favorite. It's been my favorite for a while, for the cool fall and winter months. And who am I kidding? I actually drink it year round now, because I love it so much. And this mug, oh my gosh, I've never done this before last year. I bought myself a Christmas present last year and put it under the tree, and it was this. I had been eyeing, the potter her name is Katie Mudd, I believe, and she's based out of Portland, Oregon, which is where I used to live before we moved to Central Oregon 10 years ago. And I'd had my eye on her mugs on Instagram for a really long time. I'll try to add her Etsy shop. I don't know if I can add things after I'm done, but anyway, if I can, I will. She has such beautiful pottery. Anyway, it's my favorite mug. I use it every day now. Trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to share before going. I guess I just wanted to say that I had a lot of fun creating this collection, and I hope it shows in the colors, and because it's been so long since I've put a collection out, I decided to kind of do it party style and go ahead and give a flat 20% off anything that's in stock until the end of today. I launched it yesterday, so actually, if I'm being honest, I will probably just turn the sale off in the morning when I get up on Wednesdays. So I'm not going to stay up late to turn it off. And I've had problems when I've scheduled sales at the time somehow. I don't know, technology. I try my best with technology. Sometimes it doesn't always work for me. So I've had a couple times where it's like turned off at the wrong time, and I get emails from customers saying, "Oh, I tried to buy this and the sale's not working anymore." Anyway, to avoid that, I just turn it off when I get up the next day. So, no, it's not a secret. You can. Usually I'll say if I'm running a sale, I'll say it ends at midnight, but then I'll just let it run overnight. So then time zones or whatever, it's fine. It works out. So, okay, I feel like I'm starting to ramble, and I don't see any questions, so I am just going to go ahead and go, and let me know if you have any questions. I'm always available by email. Comments on this would be great too. And yeah, I just hope that your yarn, your knitting, your crochet, whatever you're working on, whatever you're making, even if it isn't fiber arts, I hope it's bringing you a lot of joy. I have definitely been enjoying my mystery knit along shawl. Oh, should I show that? I am going to show that. Okay. If you don't want to see any spoilers for the West Knits Twist and Turns Mystery Knit Along 2022, turn away. This is your warning. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and show my shawl. Oops. Not very graceful. You probably saw my pajama pants too, that I'm wearing too. Okay. I'm real. I'm very real. Okay. This is my shawl so far. And this is the last clue that I'm working on. I still have not much on this wing tip. And then I haven't done the other wing tip. I haven't even started the other one yet. But look at that hot pink! I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. This is the pistachio. And this is the Christmas tree that I made a couple of years ago. And I had a couple skeins left hidden in the back of my closet. And so I used those instead of using like the green goblin that I dyed up. I wanted to make something different. I thought about just dyeing up these colors and putting them in my shop, but because I had limited yarn left to dye that was undyed, I wanted to make something different. And I'm really happy with how Green Goblin turned out. So anyway, that is my West Knits Twist and Turns shawl so far. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say today. So thanks for being here, and I will see you again soon. Bye.